breakout along the boards there, and the linesman in very quickly to break that up with only 2:06 remaining in this first period. And cooler heads, are they going to prevail? It looks like it maybe, but things are heating up here in Kitchener.
Well, there are enough zebras in there to try to help those cool heads.
It's like a zoo.
The Barrie Colts, until just a moment ago when the Kitchener Rangers got their first goal, probably couldn't have asked for much more out of the first 20 minutes here in Kitchener than they had gotten. A visiting team will always tell you the first 10 minutes is what you have to withstand, and at one point the Kitchener Rangers held an 8-0 shot advantage, 12-2 at another point. It's currently 16-6, still a fairly healthy margin in favor of the Kitchener Rangers, but at that point Kitchener was really taking...
Griffith drops the mitts, and he's going at it with Serpy. Serpy and Todd Griffith. Griffith tied up along the board. Serpy got his helmet off. Griffith now trying to get a right free. Serpy poking him with rights. And Griffith trying to hold him back. Grabs a hold of his head. Now they each have a headlock on, and Griffith swings and misses. Serpy getting the little jabs in, knocks down Griffith. And there's a penalty coming up all before this started to the Ice Dogs anyway. Well, emotions running high in a 2-1 hockey game. So much for the gift of giving at Christmas.
Serpy, a pretty solid player, stands 6.
Nice little pass, Wolski, right to Snow, and he'll put it right in, stick side on goaltender Kubitz. And it's a power play goal for the Brampton Battalion.
Well, we're going to have some problems here now, and everybody on the ice involved. Shannon is involved. Tapper is there. I didn't see the Majors player that knocked the Brampton player down, so the first penalty was coming to St. Mike's right off the whistle, and a little bit of frustration here. Oroscovic and Wilson exchange slashes. Now Oroscovic's got the gloves off. Shannon's got the gloves off. Referee saying, off you go. Nothing comes of that.
Zamek was the guy involved first. Now we get Wilson pushed.
Wilson, Raska, and Shannon again. And I think Shannon is just trying to make an impact here in his first game with St. Mike's. Veteran OHL player, played for Bud Stefanski in Barrie. Been around the league and a tough player.
Reskovic wants to go, but the referee is taking him to the penalty box.
All of this with 54.4 seconds to go. Man, they'd like to see a little bit more of you and a little more from you before you get to play at the World Juniors again. Haskins will take it, dump it in, and that will likely kill off the last few seconds in this period. Drilled into the boards is Lehman. Now we're going to have some pushing there. Lehman is going to start doing more than pushing. He's going to go with Sticknell. Lehman gets that right in and a couple of rights and knocks him down. And that is the only thing the Majors have won in this second period. That little fight. Score that one for Lehman. Score the second period. Big time for Brampton. 5 unanswered goals.
And Lehman, he was off balance, Scott Lehman was, headed to the boards. And Strinzel caught him off balance and pushed him further into the boards as he was headed down.
Soso having words with Jared Bull.
They may do it, though. I think they're going to do it.
Yep, McFarland, and there we go. Soso and Bull.
Bull wants to go buckets off.
Soso's taking the elbow pad off. Bull landing the right hand. Ryan Soso and Jared Bull, they two have tangled before. Soso comes back with a good left. Soso trying to get turned around, snuck in a left hand. Soso with another left hand. Now Soso's got the right hand free, and Brian Soso and Jared Bull throwing punches. A pretty long scrap. And they still want to keep going. Oh, and Soso lands a good right hand. Brian Soso's got Bull tied up. And the officials are going to get between them in a pretty spirited scrap between Soso and Jared Bull.
Well, that's the answer to the hit on Scott Todd. Soso a lot taller than Bull. He's able to sneak in a few punches with that lengthy reach of his.
11:04, the time of the Fighting Majors. A lot of equipment discarded in that scrap there, Doc.
Yeah, well, Bull wanted to go buckets off, and
with 4:58 to play in the period. Sestito's on the ice for the Whalers as well.
They're going to go, Bill. They're going to go.
Yeah, they've called each other out. Scott Todd and
They're
Jared
going to go.
Now Sestito takes over on his behalf. Tom Sestito and, he took a pretty good right hand. Sestito and Scott Todd, and Todd lands a right. Tom Sestito and Scott Todd. Sestito sticking up for Bull. The heavyweight tilt, Todd and Sestito. These two have met before. And this is a rather prolonged bout. Scott Todd going to the room, and Jared Bull and Scott Todd. 4:55 to play in the period. Todd's going to go to the room with only less than 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, same with Sestito.
I think I would give Sestito an instigator penalty there, Dom. It wasn't his fight.
You know what, though, Bill? Bull didn't take his gloves off, so it was Sestito and Todd as far as anybody else is concerned.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know Todd wanted Bull. But
Hoods and Gaynor, two number 25s going out, two 16-year-olds as well. Hoods and Gaynor, and Hoods lands a pretty good right hand. Kevin Hoods and Gaynor, down they go in a heap with Hoods on top, and Kevin Hoods acquitting himself quite well in the bout with Joe Gaynor.
Well, you gave a pretty good clue there, Bill.
I thought so.
Well, in his playing days as a Spitfire, he wore number 17.
Yep, he
For
did.
sure, he wore number 17 in his days as a Spitfire.
Jared Bull working against Aston. Cowardine on the ice as well. Here's Merlini moving in, lets the shot go. Well, no, the save. Spitfires go after the loose puck. Ciparroni goes after his man, and Soso's away for the Spitfires, and Jared Bull goes down. And then Sestito jumps Jared Ciparroni.
This is a mismatch, Bill.
Sestito pounding away at Jared Ciparroni, but he jumped him. Soso and Merlini.
This might get ugly, Bill. The officials are really gonna have to be careful here.
With 6:18 to play in the period, and Ciparroni jumped by Sestito. Sestito's going to the room.
See if we can pick up what happened here. The action, there's the puck still loose. Ciparroni actually
knocked down
Bull. So Sestito again going to his aid.
Really no.
Here's Paul. Oh, game's underway, and right off the bat, we have got things ready to rock. Davis and Anger, 3 seconds into this hockey game, are ready to scrap, and this was set up for the beginning because very rarely do you see the checking line start for the Sarnia Sting, as this has to be something from last night, I'm sure, and Mr. Anger gets knocked down there, but that gets the crowd into the hockey game early, as everybody, they got some blood and stuff down there. He's gonna keep an eye on that as someone's cut pretty heavy.
3 seconds into the game, and it looks like Davis is the one that, or Anger is the one that's cut, and cut pretty good by the looks of it, as there's a trail of blood all the way to the Sting bench as Glenn Kinney follows Anger into the dressing room, and we'll take a few minutes to clean that up, no doubt. So, Paul, what can I?
Hunter's had a lot of ice time so far in the third period. Gets across to Martinelli with a shot, and Ryan Nye sees that all the way, and a slash after into the chest of Ryan Nye. Ryan Nye took exception to that, and now there's a bit of a scrum.
I think there's a penalty coming off that. Yes, there is, by the looks of it. To the London Knights, as Ryan did take exception and got right back up on his skates and right in the player's face.
Robbie Drone.
And at the end of the game, we'll have a complete rundown of the scoreboard for you.
As Steve Ferry will flip that puck. Kell runs into Anger at center ice. Oh, we got a Cody Musselman and Jordan Foreman. Here they go. They got all the gear off. Two of them are ready to go. So
they had a chat at the face-off and then nodded each other, and away they went.
You can see there is Foreman giving a few inches to Musselman as they've started on one side and went all the way down to the other. As Musselman takes a big swing there as he's dropping the gloves as Foreman and Musselman swing away. They're tying each other up, so they can't really get anything going. As Musselman now staying on Foreman, they'll do a little dance. You can expect this London starting with a 4-1 lead. And Musselman with a couple bombs there, and Foreman responding with a couple bombs. And they go slamming down to the ice. That's what I'm talking about, though. When you go slamming into the ice like that, it's usually when most of the injuries happen, as Musselman punched the ice.
Well, Paul, we had a scrap 3 seconds into the game, and now we have one with 7:42 left in the third. 4-1 the score. Sarnia leading London Knights. Is this what we're going to see for the next 7 minutes and 42 seconds?
Like I said, you never know when it comes to London and Sarnia. So.
It's behind the London bench. Number 1 fan Jake there, giving a little direction to the London Knights. This is what not to do, guys.
He's got a dry erase board there. They got the spinning wheel.
He's yapping at him the whole time, too. All his buddies in there. Good to see that. Good to see the London fans here. They're here with signs and they being quite boisterous. Hey, that's what hockey's all about. Get out and have some fun. The trainer now of the London Knights is giving Jake a hard time.
Of course, as lives in the John Labatt Center.
I don't know why Dale Hunter just says, hey, go back over there and let's, get the game over with here.
Adds to the whole thing.
They're all laughing, so I think just they're having some fun.
Well, play's going to be underway as trainer interference out there is. Oh, Jerem.
Oh, no.
Right off, that has got to be, well, there's got to be something called here. Like, that was just totally looking for it. That's ridiculous.
We have 3 separate fights right now on the ice. And this is just, who do you blame for this, Paul? To point a finger. But this shouldn't be happening.
Yep.
The game's won or lost. You got a minute 23. Play the game and go home. And that was totally unnecessary by Jerem to do that. And that should at least be instigator. We'll see what happens here.
As Bellin and Policelli are all tied up, they are down for a while. That is now broken up. There's sticks and gloves and helmets all over the ices. Right off the draw dropped, and Dave Jerem ran and knocked down Danny Anger at center ice. Directly off the face-off. So that was strategically done as Jerem was out there trying to coax Machito into a fight earlier. He got a penalty for it.
How that started, Paul.
You can see
also should be instigate officials have a conversation. You can see
Watch
42,
Watch
number
42.
42 with his back to you, goes straight into the center. He's getting ready. There he goes. Right. Doesn't even look at his winger. Goes right at him from behind.
Right off the draw.
I mean, you could say
there's
that's...
Cody Musselman coming in to defend it.
I mean, you could say that was intent to injure right off the face-off.
And then Bellin goes after Policelli there. But,
In the crease.
Back on the boards. Cleared to center. Peckham with another bump, this time on Shannon. And then another hit there. Haley took a run at Peckham, and Haley's going to get a charging penalty. Haley does not want to drop the gloves with Theo Peckham.
And Theo Peckham is out for blood. Haley didn't like the hit from Peckham early in the shift. And as Haley made sure he came over and hit Peckham, the referee says he caught him from behind. Charging is the penalty against Michael Haley, a recent acquisition of the majors who came over
for Traguna. Takes it off the skate. Wanted to give it to Kang, didn't work. Preston lost the puck, just bumped by Peckham enough for Traguna to try to find it. Traguna has...
Here we go, here we go.
Here we go.
Haley started throwing them right away. It looked like even before they punched, and now Peckham comes with the left. Oh, he's not even a lefty. Oh, nice left there by Haley.
Peckham hasn't thrown a right hand yet. Haley with the slew foot. Wonder what the rule is on a slew foot when you're fighting.
Nice battle there, but Haley wanted this. You could tell it was coming in the first. I don't know if we've got the replay of how it started, but his gloves were off before Theo Peckham knew what was going on.
It started when Haley decided he was going to go.
And that's usually an instinct.
Referee, he had tape around his wrist prior to the second period.
And the tape is right on the other side of the knuckles. Angelides just went down to make sure. Look how it started. And Haley wasted no time getting off the gloves, but Theo Peckham was not too far behind getting the...
Lewis faked the shot. Throws it across the line to Lehman. Lehman wanted to tee it up. Second effort. Oh, they can't get a shot away, and a couple of blocks. And now look out. Lehman and Angelides are going to go.
And Lehman knocked his bucket, had his bucket knocked off, and he was on top of Angelides, and then Angelides started swinging from being down on the ice. This will be interesting to see what the referee calls here with 8 seconds remaining in the minor to McCullough.
The really worrisome thing is when players are down like that, somebody can fall on you. So many things could happen to hurt somebody. Here's how it all started.
Yeah, let's see how it all started. I was watching the play deep. Here's Lehman, who just gets around Kurzakis. Angelides tried to help him out, hits him. And Lehman's got him tied up, and Angelides just falls on top of him. And obviously Lehman didn't like that, and then the punches start.
Well, Angelides couldn't get his stick free, so he...
And the Pete's got a hold of it. And send it out through center where Reddix gets it. Here's Reddix, gets away from one man. Gets a shot, it's behind the goaltender. And he turns around and realizes it's there in time. And leans back and hangs onto that puck.
More pushing and shoving down low after Danny Taylor couldn't find that rebound and then able to cover up at the last minute. But some of the Pete's in there looking for the rebound being sent to the ice. But if you're a goaltender, you like to see that. If players from the wearing the opposing sweaters are on their backside as a goaltender, you don't mind seeing that because you know your defenseman.
Steve Downey in for Dustin Boyd, backhands it in front. Hudobin down, the puck loose, and somehow it stays out as Anton Hudobin hangs on, and then Downey gets spilled, and Hudobin's all over people.
I think Downey's going to get a penalty there. Downey better be careful. I think Downey's going to get a penalty. Oh, they got the Russian player. Downey drew him in. He goaded him into it.
Yunkov's going to go off.
Going. Now, Downey and Boyd are supposed to come off the ice, but they stay on. Como's already left. So now they work a little magic. Boyd gets a quality chance on the wraparound. Hudobin doesn't know where the puck is. Now look to the left of your screen. Downey gets him to take the penalty right there. Downey is fantastic at this. Philadelphia Flyer, 29th pick overall.
Now it's intercepted by Barry, and Andrew Marshall finds Alex Eaton with it. Eaton hits the blue line, long shot, gloved by Peters. Traffic in front of the net now. Peters' mask comes off, and now Bragg is jawing with Mike Lutiza. And now Eaton is going with Justin Peters. Peters gets the helmet off. Big Alex Eaton and Justin Peters, the Plymouth goaltender, going at it here at the near side. Behind the net, we've got Bragg going at it with Lutiza. And the refs have yet to jump in there. Bragg gets a nice undercut there as he's got the left arm tied up in the corner now as you see these two go at it. The officials have separated Peters and Eaton. So this is the main card here behind the net now, Lutiza and Bragg. Lutiza falls now. Bragg's on top of him. Gets one more shot in before the official comes in to separate them. And Justin Peters is in the penalty box.
When was the last time you saw a goaltender in the penalty box?
Haven't seen that in a while. Haven't seen a goaltender.
Well, you can see here, you can see Peters really comes out and just takes a shot at Bragg. He's the one that's been frustrated, obviously, with what's going on. Eaton gives him a shot, knocks his helmet off, but...
Fuller. And 20 minutes left to play here in this one, but so far it's been all Colts here tonight. Both of these teams getting ready to start 3-3 weekends for the Colts. Mississauga tomorrow, and then here Saturday to play the Eastern Conference leading Petes. Here's a fight right off the puck drop. This is Lombardi and Collins, and the two of them fall. Lombardi getting the better of Collins there, as Collins was down, and Lombardi with a couple to the back of the head. And the officials are in there to break that one up. And those two are ready to go right from the get-go, Hawk.
Well, you could see them talking for about 15 or 20 seconds, and I'm not sure. I think they may have played it with each other. I think Lombardi came from Plymouth at one time, and so they may have played together. But you can see them talking before the puck was even dropped, and it didn't surprise me that they went. And you see Pizzolini coming off the bench now, and he's talking to Eaton and see if Eaton will come out and score off with him.
Alex Eaton got into a fight with Justin Peters in the second period. For those of you who may have missed it, Matthew Bragg was right
up in the second period with the goaltender.
Pizzolini, number 24 for Plymouth, so we'll watch him. 24 blue and 21 white. And now here's Eaton behind the net. He's tangled up with Derek Merlini. Merlini falls on top of him, gets a couple of rights in as they fall behind the Plymouth goal. The official is on top of him. And that's no surprise, as I thought Merlini and Eaton were jawing as soon as Eaton came onto the ice.
And also Pizzolini came back onto the ice there too, so if it wasn't Merlini, Pizzolini was going to go after Eaton.
And I noticed Eaton, when he did come on, it was extremely at the last minute. He was literally skating over to his position as the puck was dropped.
No, I'm not so sure why they're sending him off the ice here, but...
Oh, this is interesting. I can't imagine Alex Eaton wouldn't get something.
Well, I mean, the worst he's going to get is 2. I thought maybe Merlini might get 4 and 2, but it's not too often you see that.
Spar to give Ryan Hamilton his 21st of the year, and that is the Colts' first even strength goal tonight, believe it or not. 4 previous goals all came with the man advantage. Here we go now with Alex Eaton. He's on the ice, tangled up with 24. That's Gino Pizzolini, and as you predicted, the two of them. With a little spar here as Pizzolini has the right free. Alex Eaton gets the helmet off. And they're tangled up here as Pizzolini hacks away at the back of Eaton's head. Neither one of them really able to get in any solid punches there as the officials break them up. And that will pretty much settle that for those two.
Well, there really wasn't a whole lot of punches thrown there. You knew Pizzolini was going to be after Eaton. We said it earlier, and looks like he's going to get Pizzolini out of the game here with 13:29. Probably going to get an instigator of 5 in a game for it, and Eaton is probably just going to get a 5-minute. It looked like he was holding on a little bit. Did throw a few punches, but tried to keep Pizzolini as close to him as possible.
The resolution is to score a goal and have fun.
That is a good resolution. Thank you so much, Brett, for your time. And now it's back upstairs to you, Ben.
Thank you, Kristen. Did he say an 11:30 curfew on New Year's Eve? What's with that, Hawk?
Well, that's what happens when you're in junior hockey, and here we go.
Bull and MacArthur, and now the referee takes out Adam MacArthur. How do you like that?
I'm not sure what he was trying to do in that situation, but Bull was looking for something too, because he elbowed Spar down in the corner, and the official totally missed that one, and because he missed it, this is what ends up happening, and then the officials come in and almost, fortunate enough for Bull, didn't really get himself into at MacArthur, but you can see right here, here's the elbow right there, and the official looking at it didn't call the play, and Spar is a little slow getting up, but you can see right here, it looks like they're going to go at it. The official comes in and knocks MacArthur down. And Bull probably could have gone after him right there, but give him credit for staying away. Words you didn't want to hear, especially when you weren't tough.
Tom Sestito with a good chance right in the slot area. Lacosta stays with him. Sestito again now on the near side. Neal up to the blue line. It goes for Merlini. Long shot. Lacosta there for that one. And a big hit there. And now Morrison goes at it with Tom Sestito. And Sestito taking some good shots at Morrison. And now we got another one going on. It's Neal along with Matthew Mathot. And Mathot getting some good rights in there, and Rolofsson squaring off with Derek Merlini. This is getting ugly. As Mathot's jersey is over top of his head, and Neal is taking advantage of that with some pretty good punches. Sestito now being ushered off to the penalty box. Mathot falls. Neal is still on top of him. No official available to get over there to break him up. Now finally the referee does. Another fight going on with no official is Rolofsson and Merlini.
I have no idea what Merlini's trying to prove here, going after a guy that's about 5'8", but you can blame the coach for Plymouth on this one, sending out the guys that he sent out.
And Merlini is just hammering Mike Rolofsson, and just now the official gets over there to separate them, and I think Perry might go here with Steve Ward before this is all over. Now Perry wants to get in there to get at Merlini, I think.
Well, Perry should have gone in there. He's the guy that's the toughest out on the ice for the Barrie Colts, and he should have got in there. Instead of right now, he should have got in earlier.
Now Todd Perry very unhappy as the linesman is there to pull him away, and you see Justin Peters all the way out at the blue line there. He looks a little anxious to get into the mix as well. As now the players are all separated from each other in some very crowded penalty boxes. Perry still jawing with Sestito. Two of them shouting at each other across the glass in the penalty boxes.
Well, Sestito should get thrown out of the game for hitting from behind there. That should be a 5-minute major, and you can see the fans here over the glass going at the visiting team here, but it's the coach is certainly to blame for that, and I don't know if the official is going to do anything about it, but you can see this one coming a mile away.
Now we actually have some police officers over by the Plymouth bench, and that's a good idea right about now, is there's some fans that are really heckling these Plymouth players, and this is starting to get ugly. We still have 7:16 to go in this one.
Well, Marty Williamson is not happy, and he's after the official, and he's been talking to him pretty harshly here, and it'll be interesting to see what the official gets out of all this, but we're not going to probably know.
Wide of the net, off the end boards it comes, and it's chipped out by John Armstrong. And the Colts will bring it back in their own end. Penalties now over, the coincidental penalties to MacArthur and Bull, and they're looking at each other. They're going to go again. How do you like this? MacArthur and Bull, and this time the officials stay out of it. And Bull gets the first punch in. MacArthur's helmet's off. Two of them all tangled up. MacArthur trying to get a punch in there. He can't. I don't know if either one of these are going to get any punches free. Now MacArthur gets a couple. And another right. And the two of them dance around a little bit. The officials will let them wear themselves out here by the looks of it. Playing a little ring around the rosy there. That'll tire you out pretty quick. Now a couple made by Jared Bull. He falls on top of MacArthur. And now the officials are in there to break him up. And that should be the end of the night for both of those players.
Well, again, Ben, that goes back to that elbow. I hate to beleaguer the point, but if he would have called that elbow back then, this wouldn't have happened, because that penalty down there wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have come out of the box, and the official, again, when you get
rest of the third period here. Burke drops it off to Tremblay. Tremblay overskates the puck. Terry there to tie him up. It's picked loose now by Alex Eaton, who's on the ice. Eaton falls. Keep an eye on Alex Eaton. Now we got Billy Burke going at it with someone from Plymouth. That's 28, Zach Shepley. And the two of them are all tied up, and now Burke, gets on top of Shepley. And that one was more of a wrestling match than anything, and the officials are there to separate them. Alex Eaton on the ice again, so he is still active in this game, and we'll continue to keep our eye on him. He seems like he's been in the center of everything so far tonight.
Well, you can see, it looks like Spar coming here just off to the center of your screen. You see the two of them pushing, down go the gloves, and I'm not so sure that too many punches.
These clubs, and we'll have the webcast on that one for you at www.barriecolts.com. February 11th, Plymouth and Barrie in their final meeting of the year. Now Cunningham going at it for Plymouth. Drops the gloves there, and can't see the jersey number of the Colts. It's Hamilton. Hamilton falls. Cunningham all over him. Gets the last couple of punches in, and that was a short one. And they are split up.
Well, again, we're going to this basketball game here. Take 10 minutes. It's going to take 20 minutes to play it, and there's not going to be many players on both benches here.
And everybody says the fans love a good fight, but I'm looking around the arena, Hawk.
Right there, but they got away with it. Now we're going to get a scrap right at center ice, as it's going to be Self up against Foreman, who's been busy, as he had a scrap with Mike Duco the other night in Kitchener. Now Self, a much bigger player, but you know that Foreman's not going to give any quarter, as Foreman came up with a big right there, as Self continues to hit the back of Foreman's head. The two of them exchanging punches right at the red line. You gotta like Jordan Foreman. He is giving up size and weight right here to Self, who's trying to ignite the Belleville bench. And I'll tell you what, Foreman did a great job.
Well, Foreman makes his way to the cutway with 3:17 left to go here. Self will make his way to the...
For Torquato. Torquato in the slot, and Karate hammers Ozis. That's got to be goaltender interference. That's what's got to be called more in the OHL and the NHL. And did Torquato just get one in the face?
That's right. It looks like Peckham's looking for somebody to dance with here. He's willing to take anybody that's willing to go right now.
I think Peckham wanted to get it Whiteley, but he's just too far away.
Yeah, he popped Torquato one, too, right in the beak. We'll see what the referee saw. Do you prefer the two-ref system, Gary, so far, or do you prefer the one-ref system?
With the new rules, I think you've got to have two officials.
I think so, too, and I think the OHL will go there next year.
We're going to see how this all developed. Watch Karate number 13 hammer Michael Ozis in the goal. He never tried to stop or let up.
This is why we got so many goaltender injuries right now in both the NHL and the OHL, luckily, hasn't had the amount of injuries that the NHL has.
There you see the incident of Torquato hitting Ozis, and Ozis.
The nice Kostitsyn's there. He spots Kell with a pass, who in turn hands it off to Schremp. Schremp, one-on-one assignment with fellow American Lashoff. The two of them fall to the ice, and Lashoff and Schremp are in a little bit of a wrestling match right here. Lashoff, I'm a little bit surprised, I think, that he wasn't with Team USA at the World Juniors, but the Boston Bruin first-round pick and the Edmonton first-round pick look like they'll be going to the penalty box.
Well, the two Americans come together right here. Schremp and Lashoff go to the ice. The arm went up of referee Steve Webb in here this afternoon. We're not sure who's going to get the penalty out of this. It could be both players heading to the penalty box. His birthday, January the 2nd.
One-time Sudbury Wolf. Now back to the line. Kindle winds and fires, and it's going to be a scrap right here. I believe Davis and Konechny are going to go right here as he blocked a shot to Davis, and he was searching around for a partner, and Davis and Konechny are going to go. Konechny comes in with a right hand. Davis is trying to counter with one of his own. A couple of good shots being landed right here as Davis and Konechny are involved in a good scrape right in front of the penalty box, so they won't have far to go to their respective penalty boxes as that scrap kind of broke out. It was a little bit of a slow motion play as the play was going on, and Davis all of a sudden started to go into drop the gloves mode, and Konechny was not too far behind.
Well, Davis and Konechny both landed shots from well out in left field.
And pass towards Hunter. Hunter to an open wing, not a lot of time left. And this time will evaporate here in the second period. We get a little shoving here as Schremp is involved with Lashoff. It's the second time those two players have come together in this hockey game.
Well, the two Americans come together at the end of the period as David Lomas is in the background. Lomas went into the boards rather heavily, and I believe Lashoff believes that Schremp was the one that put him there. As the referees get that broken up, we can see the players all come together right here as Lomas goes down rather heavily.
McGrath, head fake to steam past one. Duco at the line, it pops into the air, and a couple of rows back. They're all season long.
Whenever these two teams get together, you can count on the fact there's going to be fireworks. Both games prior to today's game have had some fisticuffs, and certainly Jordan Foreman and Evan McGrath seem to be the main combatants here.
Foreman not the biggest guy out there, but he gives no quarter. Ditto for Duco. He's a fire plug of a player, offensively gifted, and he'll get his nose dirty as well. So the sticks and gloves that litter the ice will have to be collected and returned to their owners, but penalties will be handed out here.
Oh, sticks litter the ice, gloves litter the ice. You have Dan Jens going to the penalty box as the players come together right in front of the penalty box right here, and McGrath takes Foreman in, and that's what starts the whole thing right there as McGrath hits Foreman back. And that draws the crowd.
To the outside, Spalling takes a bump from Bolin. A bit of a bumpy ride for Spalling as he cut his way into the zone. Now bodies are flying all over the place as we get Konechny along with Hunter doing some wrestling. Foreman comes in there and have a word with Konechny.
Well, Corey Konechny of Stony Point, Ontario, was Owen Sound's 15th round choice in 2004. As a 19-year-old, Konechny has played Nashwauk, Guelph, and Kitchener now. He adds a hard edge to his hockey team, and certainly he's been rather verbose out here this afternoon, delivering a lot of heavy hits.
Well, it was a good pickup for the Rangers because you don't want Boris Valabic necessarily the guy who's going to protect everybody. You need Valabic on the ice because he's very valuable out there, and sometimes, as we've seen in the past, Valabic, you can sort of get...
Comes out on the ice with the newest addition to the Generals, number 28, Brett Barnum, and we've got a penalty right off the... I didn't even see that. It was behind the play. Haley in a collision with Kelly Thompson, and I got to admit, Sean, I didn't see that happen.
Sorry, I was watching the action at this end of the ice, and my peripheral vision was somewhat obscured, so I couldn't see what was going on, but it looks like Thompson and Haley...
It must have been a one-punch fight because Haley was down on the ice.
Haley was rubbing the back of his neck, and I don't know if that came as a result of the collision or as a result of a shot, but at any rate, they're both in the penalty box. Quick start here.
Thompson.
Now they're going to finish what
and
they
Mike
started.
Haley, this is what they
started this, and Thompson went after Haley, and they just didn't have it.
You got to know they talked about this over in the penalty box.
Absolutely. It was like, we got a date, buddy, and it's in 2 minutes.
Thompson trying to get that right arm free. Oh, he gets the left arm free instead. Both boys flail, one with the right, one with the left. They both go down, they both get back up. This is what you call your heavyweight fight, John.
This is a rock'em sock'em robot bid. Stand back at arm's length and let's just see who ends up with the most goosebumps. Looks like Thompson's cut over his left eye.
And they both give each other a pat and say, well done.
Yeah, Thompson's definitely cut over his left eye. He'll probably need a little repairs on that one. Yes, he goes right down the laneway into Noddy. We'll get a look here at a little bit of a close-up of that little dust-up, if you will.
Not quite the thrill in Manila, but pretty close.
No, but the funny thing is they both went down to their knees and then jumped right back up like they hadn't had enough of each other. But there's a good chance that Thompson may have caught a part of the head, unless right about there.
Now we've got Sawyer and
Andrew Shannon.
Andrew Shannon. Shannon is throwing him, and Sawyer's got him by height. Oh, Shannon has been cut over the left eye, and he's bleeding quite badly.
This is the second one tonight that we've seen. A nice little fight. Stop the hot dogging. Just go and get sewn up because you're going to need some stitches. We've seen this is twice tonight. Same spot, too. Kelly Thompson took one over the left eye as well, and a bit of a smile on his face. But don't know where this came about, but unless he got a hand free.
It may have been the uppercut.
Could be.
That caught him. But you can see there that one.
I didn't like the happy face on Coach Studders there, that last shot. That'll do it for period one. Over the line, a shot a little too late by Salters. And so they play 20 minutes here at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Now the players converge behind the attack net. Can't imagine anything coming out of this. Callahan's there, Ryan's there, Moore.
The attack didn't like the late shot by Salters at the buzzer.
Can't say I blame them either.
3 seconds left in the period. And one last shot for the Petes, and it was at the buzzer, and it was blocked by Jeff Killing. And now a discussion about that shot coming after the buzzer.
Well, it was a good body check by Gibbons, and Downey has to realize if you're going to give it and dish it out, you got to be able to take it. He gave a bit of a cheap poke to the skates of Gibbons seconds earlier. Gibbons skated across and even to score with a good body check, knocking Downey to the ice. But of course with Downey, that can...
Gives it away. Levitt will pull one down on goal. And Chance had to get back in the net. And now we've got Hendricks having words. Well, he won't be the only one. Now they'll got Hendricks and McPherson.
And
They both lost their helmet. They're in pretty tight. They're both big boys. So far, neither one has been able to really get loose for one. McPherson tries a left hand, and don't think he got much of that through. They're still in kind of tight at the moment, more of a hugging match. And I don't think anything's going to come out of this, and mutually agree that's enough. "15 seconds left." And so the newcomers certainly made themselves known here tonight.
Couple months, and it's just like old times.
Exactly.
Late goal, and this time looks like Belleville got the one that was needed.
5 seconds left. Tanaka picks off the puck, and now another fight, and it's Steve Downey pounding on Gibbons. Gibbons wasn't expecting this, and it's Downey from behind. And now we got a bit of a Donnybrook over there.
Well, that's a big-time cheap move by Downey. That goes back to the end of the one period there where they sort of had a little tit for tat. And you kind of could see that coming, especially now that it's clear the Petes are out of the game. And a pretty Bush League maneuver for the top team in the league.
I don't know what Downey's thinking. It was off the face-off, and Andrew Gibbons was down. Downey hit him. He nailed him from behind in terms of not on the boards, just got him from behind and took him down. This could be an interesting call.
Waker going after it. Digging for it. Nolan Waker on the boards. Luke Lines comes in to handle it. Lines peels it out of there. Some nice work to get it done there. Waker sends it out front. Lines hammers at it. Turple trying to get a piece of it. And they get the whistle, and Lines is knocked to the ice.
Getting a little physical there in front of the Kitchener goaltender.
And he stands up and casts a large shadow over the whole area.
And bonks people on the head from on high, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
No more rabbits jumping on the bed. Bonk.
The shot that pops up high. Off the glass it goes. Balamik goes after it. Martin trying to move it to Lines. Lines reaches with the stick. An indication that the feet aren't moving out there for the Brampton Battalion. Howie Martin, and now it is a scramble for the puck. Finally, the whistle from the referee. Less than 12 minutes to play here with 50 seconds left to go in the extra man for the battalion.
And again, as we've said on a number of occasions tonight, it's really hard to tell who has the extra attacker. You know, Battalion have a one-man advantage, and Kitchener seems to be dominating play.
Well, some words exchanged here that draws a crowd behind the glass, but nonetheless, Howie Martin heads on off.
You know what they're saying? Look.
So with that puck, try it on the wraparound and down to make the save is Couture as Thompson gets mixing it up with McFarland.
Kelly Thompson looking to go 2 for 2 in his last 2 games with the old Gordie Howe hat trick here with Paul McFarland, number 21. Take a look here. If you ever thought that Kevin Couture was under siege in this first period, you were absolutely correct. 14 shots on the Oshawa net, 5
to be okay. Here is Joe McCann, the Essex, Ontario native. Azevedo, he is hit hard, sandwiched between a couple of players, and coming in right away is Dan Jens, not too pleased at all.
Well, Dan Jens has got reason to be displeased.
And Mike, the chirping is continuing between DeBoer and Bellucci.
Justin Azevedo was tied up along the boards by Bowl. And then the second Plymouth player came in to deliver another hit. I believe it was Letizia. Or no, it was Joe McCann. And honestly unnecessary, in my opinion. Dan Jens then comes to his teammate's rescue. But Azevedo, as you'll see here, was tied up already by Bowl. There's the hit, and Azevedo kind of dodges that one, and maybe that's what got under Bowl's skin and made him decide he...
You score more than the other guy, and you end up winning the game, eh?
Eh? Which one are you, Dogger Bob, eh?
I am, eh? Take off. Whoop.
Now, Tavares was taken down there. Let's see who's going to come to his
He just
aid.
got whacked, and I don't know...
I thought it looked like the back of the leg.
Yeah, he did.
I think he actually got speared in the back of the leg.
Yeah. Now this is the time that you want your second referee that gets to trail the play and actually gets to see what happened behind. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick this up on the replay. It would be a blessing in disguise if we can. Take a look at 91. Let's just watch 91 here in front of the net. Watch right. Oh, he got kicked.
He got kicked.
Got kicked right in the in that spot right above the ankle.
Simicallis, Delory can't get it through. General low shot. Clutterbuck, another shot. Oh, and Bonignolo robs him.
What is that?
As the buzzer goes to end the period, Simicallis tied up with number 6 Weber on the far side, but the Generals do everything there, Sean, but make it a 1-goal game.
Anthony Bonignolo took about 8 shots in a row there, and I'm sure Cal Clutterbuck had about 6 of them, and the last one was the most.
The defenseman, Aston, standing right in the way, but Morrison able to slide home the goal, his 20th of the season. We got a scrap right at center ice, right off the faceoff. It is the aforementioned Greg Stewart tangling at center ice with number 12, Brian Soso. These two were lined up on the faceoff and having words and decided to let her go right off the bat. Soso has the helmet off of Stewart. These two just holding on to each other. Soso getting a couple rights in. Stewart trying to free himself up. Soso has the height advantage here. And they'll just hold on to each other a little while, trying to free each other up. And now finally a couple connections coming through. Both of them connecting there. Stewart still trying to get another shot in there. Soso getting an overhand right in there. Stewart coming back with one himself. These two look like they're tiring out at center ice.
Yes, not dropping to the ice yet. This was going on for quite a while here. Using up a lot of energy right there at that point, and that's going to be the end of it.
Soso had just missed Stewart on a big left. Stewart was able to duck under it.
Gets away from him and gobbled up there by Renault. Renault sends it out through center, and McFarland picks it up. And now we get some roughing going on over there along those far boards. Just about everybody on the ice is in on this right here for the moment. We'll just see.
Hendricks took McFarland into the boards on the offside. McGillis looked like he had gotten his skate back in at the blue line to stay on side. We just sort of catch it at the bottom of the screen. Play whistle down, and Hendricks takes McFarland into the boards. He takes offense to that, and everybody else is going to join in.
Just wide of the goal. Perry pinches in. Managed to keep it in. London Mill picks it up. A huge hit there. A cross check. Penalty coming up there as Billy Burke hammered. That was number 75, Corey Savret. And now Burke is going at it with Bellin. Burke falls. Bellin's on top of him, getting a couple punches over the top.
This could even things out, though.
Vicious hit there by Billy Burke. He'll go to the box.
If they call him on a from behind call or just a simple cross-checking call, because now there's 2 of them going.
Let's go downstairs in the meantime and check in with our fan.
Bench, but Callie moved in there and off the iron and over top of the mesh of the net. As now Callahan down on the ice, hurt.
Well, his
O'Leary
helmet's
going to go
off,
out
so
with
took
Griffith as O'Leary came right in and takes him right to the ice in quick fashion as O'Leary makes short work of Griffith.
Well, Callahan helmet taken off, so he had a shot to the head, whether it was an elbow, glove, high stick, or whatever. But he went down in a heap after losing his helmet in the process. And O'Leary to his defense, see right here as he comes around the net, right here is the big hit, and he was sandwiched between 2 players.
For that, he should have had some communication from his other defenseman telling him that there was someone right on top of him. If you saw that in the rink, you'd probably blame him, but now we're going to have a scrap here. Carolina and number 27, Jordan Shine, are going to go at it right in front of the Peterborough bench. But if you're here in the rink, Bob, you know, the fans probably would look at Kelly's move there and blame him, but when you saw it happen so quickly, he didn't know Stewart was even there, and no one told him. And one thing about communication in your own end, you need the goaltender talking to you and the defenseman.
Meanwhile, things continue here in front of the Peterborough bench.
Yeah, they're throwing punches and having just a great time up there.
Slowing down now. There you go, Caruana's got loose. Got a couple of folks in there on Shine, and now they'll head their separate ways.
So
short-handed goal from Greg Stewart. Here's the announcement.
Comes back with Derek LeBlanc to center, 2-on-2. Now Yellowhorn is back, and he rifles Pedersen to the ice. Then Dynas hits Yellowhorn, and Yellowhorn is a little guy, but he gets up and pushes back on Dynas, who gets his stick on top of the Lethbridge player. Well, we know we're going to have coincidentals, and maybe Dynas gets an extra 2 for a high stick, I think.
Yeah, for sure he does.
Yellowhorn sees Pedersen coming, and he blasts him. Dynas is being escorted from the rink. With 9:41 left, it could very well be a 10-minute misconduct. But Chris Dynas will go.
The only problem was there wasn't a puck there, and then Dynas comes in after. And there's Colton Yellowhorn. Takes the second punch.
Dynas is going to get a double minor. He's got 4 minutes on the board. And we'll come back with a power play. It's 4 minutes on the board against. Bounce pass, and Ryan Letts with a chance to clear the zone. Gets it done. King clears it in. But it'll be Schultz putting it out to center ice. As the Calgary Hitmen go back and celebrate and go congratulate Justin Pogge, but not before a couple of words late in the game. As we've got Mike Reach out there. Joining him is Mike Wuchterl. They have to be separated by the linesmen. Great job by Carlson and Pelsman, the two linemen. They did a super job of keeping them apart, but that allows the Hitmen a chance, Ryan, to celebrate win.
Loses it, Kyle Kelly, loose in front, they score! Adam Ross on the backhander, and Victoriaville restores its 2-goal advantage.
This game's going to start to see a little more fire now. You see Gatineau, after getting that second goal, applying all sorts of pressure. Well, the rush initiated by Lauzon turns into a goal here for Adam Ross. He walked on here, cut from Red Deer at the start of the season. Well, they recognized him.
Lutz, Castile, great pass, Krejci, another save is Blanchard.
My goodness.
Some kind of job between the pipes.
Here we are, Peter. That's 15 shots on goal for Gatineau in this period. Blanchard has stopped all of them.
But Taylor was looking to scamper to the bench.
And take heed of what your coach Don Cherry said, especially down 6-2. Don't worry about the perfect play. Just start firing, because as hot as Daniels has been, it's going to take a good and a lot of shots to beat him.
4 unanswered second period goals, says more rough stuff. As the buzzer goes to end the second period, and I'm sure some frustration on the part of Team Cherry.
Well, that should be nice to set the tone for the third period. After 6 unanswered, they will go to the room. They will get the instruction to shoot more and come out a little physical in the third period, expecting to see a good one.
The shots on goal, 33-31.
Cheers.